What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game Dig Dug 2, which was originally released in the arcades by Namco and Bandai, and then it was later ported to the NES and the Famicom. And this is pretty much the sequel to the first Dig Dug game, you know what I'm saying, which is pretty much a classic, you know what I'm saying. And pretty much the plot is that Dig Dug goes on a vacation and after defeating the enemies in the first game, but he wasn't aware of it at first, but the enemies that remain pretty much followed them to that island to hunt them and pretty much make trouble for him. So he has to defeat them on the island, you know what I'm saying. And one thing you will notice about Dig Dug 2 which is one of the big differences between this game and the first one, is that Dig Dug 2 is an overhead view on an island instead of like pretty much being underground, you know what I'm saying. Plus, you can't use rocks to take them out, but Namco pretty much alleviated that part of it in that not only can you use the air pump that Dig Dug is known for, pretty much by inflating them until they pop. But you can also use a jackhammer that can be drilled into the faults, and the sections of the island will break off as a result, taking out the enemies right then and there, making the island crumble, portion of it crumble. You know what I'm saying? Now, the enemies from the last games pretty much make a return, you know what I'm saying? The first ones are the pukas, the enemies that has the goggles, you know what I'm saying? And if they touch you, you pretty much die if they do that, you know what I'm saying? And then there's the fraggers, you know what I'm saying? And they pretty much breathe fire at you, you know what I'm saying, trying to take you out. So for all intents and purposes, their office don't change, you know what I'm saying. There were no additional office. There were that the friars and pukas do, you know what I'm saying. It's pretty much the same thing, but on the island, you know what I'm saying. Now, there are pretty much 72 stages overall in Dig Dug 2 card rounds, you know what I'm saying, and each stage pretty much get progressively harder as you go through the game, you know what I'm saying, and each island is pretty much designed different, you know what I'm saying. So unlike the first Dig Dug game, it's like the same, is pretty much the same design, but different colors. But in this one, it's pretty much a different design on each island, and you gotta find different ways, creative ways to take them out. You know what I'm saying? Because they will be on you a lot faster as each stage progress. You know. Now the graphics and level design of Dig Dug 2 are pretty good. You know what I'm saying? With some nice color palettes, you know what I'm saying. So in my opinion, Namco, I don't know, I can say outdid themselves, but they did with the creative route with the islands, you know what I'm saying. And the gameplay and controls are pretty good, you know what I'm saying. And I do like the fact that the jackhammer was used in the game, you know what I'm saying. And I like that it was adding all that, you know what I'm saying. And pretty much the soundtrack is good too, you know what I'm saying. It's pretty consistent with the soundtrack of the first Dig Dug game, in my opinion, you know. So if you like the soundtrack to the first Dig Dug game, you're gonna like the soundtrack to Dig Dug 2. Now, I do like the fact that Dig Dug 2 isn't as hard as the first Dig Dug game, even though the difficulty progression is pretty similar to the first game. If you like pretty much make a comparison between the two, you know. Now, honestly, my only gripe with the game is the fact that there were more enemies introduced into Dig Dug 2. In my opinion, Namco could have added more enemies to to Dig Dug 2, you know what I'm saying? Even like a leader, you know what I'm saying, to the game, you know what I'm saying, that don't like Dig Dug, that send him out to chase after Dig Dug while he was on vacation and stuff. But I'm thinking that maybe Namco didn't have enough time or enough money in their budget to include a leader, you know what I'm saying? But that's not that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a big time problem with it, you know what I'm saying? The gripe is relatively minor and all that, you know what I'm saying? Now, Dig Dug 2 is a good game. It is a good sequel to the first Dig Dug game, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is a retro gamer and all that. If you happen to see a copy of Dig Dug 2 on the NES, I definitely recommend buying it. You know, as far as the score is concerned, I definitely give it an 8 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you like Dig Dug 2, you can pretty much mention it in the comment section. If you think it's better than the first Dig Dug game, or if the first Dig Dug game is better than this one, you can also mention that. You can also mention if it's hard, if you like the difficulty settings versus the first Dig Dug game and all that. With that being said, if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.